Josh, your thoughts on going to Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, just thrilled to be in the field and looking forward to learning more about South Carolina Upstate. And obviously was Alabama State, right? So going to go upstairs as soon as we get done chatting and get to work.
There's a few different places that you had been rumored to maybe be ended up in this. Was this one of the ones that was on your radar at all?
I don't get real worried about the rumors or guesses, projections, or whatever you want to call any of it. I mean, bottom line is this: you're going to get sent to a challenging site against good teams. You need to be prepared and play your best. That's it. That's the only thing you can concern yourself with. Any nervous energy spent worrying about where you get sent is quite honestly, that's all it is, nervous energy. We're just excited to keep playing, focusing on ourselves, get ready today with a great practice, and embrace the opportunity to go. So we're thrilled. We're thrilled with whatever opportunity we were given, and hopefully it's one that our people can support us in and attend. That would be awesome for the players' families and for the program if people can go and attend and support us. There's something to that.
You have experience in the SEC with your time with Tim at Vandy, so what do you remember from your experiences at Alabama?
I think we went there for a 3-game series. I know that for sure. I think just one opportunity to be there. I think it's a nice stadium. I think it's been significantly upgraded in the last 15 years or so. So I'm sure it's an awesome venue, like most everything in that region. And obviously a passionate fan base and a heck of a baseball team, which is really, you know, they're a national seed and a host, so clearly they've had an outstanding season. I don't know a ton about all of their players, just haven't had a chance to compete against them recently, but obviously it's probably a very high level operation, and Coach Vaughn's a great coach.
Is that one of the fun things about this time of year, is learning about teams that you haven't really paid attention to all year?
It is. I think, you know, some years you get sent to a regional and maybe you're familiar with 3 of the 4 teams. You played each other during the season, or maybe played each other even midweeks a couple times. We've had all different types of scenarios, right, for sure. So yeah, sometimes it's neat to get sent somewhere new from the standpoint of different part of the country, different set of opponents, people that you're not super familiar with, but then quite quickly you have to become knowledgeable about the ball club you're going to face in upstate, and then obviously understand the tournament as a whole and the other 2 teams and what they bring. So a lot goes into it. You know, my motor right now is ready to go sit down and start working. That's where your mind goes, to be honest with you. You're not so much concerned about where you're going to go or anything like that as much as once you find out, just preparing yourself to go play great. That's the fun. But yes, I think for the players to get to do something different or in a different region or see something new, you know, kudos to the committee for not just necessarily putting all the regionalized teams in the same spots, right? I think that adds to the experience for the players, whether it lines up straight matchups on seeds or RPIs or however those are made. But I do think there's something exciting about seeing something new. Yeah, definitely.
Based on our style of play, was there any kind of configuration of ballpark you were hoping to get?
Yeah, well, we can hit over the fence a bunch.
Josh, we've talked a lot this year about just the navigation of the early portion of the season, but seeing how much it's clicked lately for you guys and seeing just how much you guys have been able to work through that, get back on track, just the momentum you guys have had heading into regionals, just how validating and fulfilling is that?
No, these guys they've been awesome. They've been a joy. Their willingness to stick with things and stay true to each other has been on display since day one. And they've been a lot of fun to coach. That's why they call it a season. It's got different segments and peaks and valleys and everything in between. Their ability to concentrate and stay focused on the task at hand is something that they'll never forget. It's something they'll take with them in life and hopefully make them really successful people. There's going to be some good days, some tough days, some in-between days. It's how you handle those things, how you respond to them that ultimately decides kind of where you get to, right? And these guys they've been a great example of sticking with something, taking on challenges, adjusting, adapting. And over the course of time, they've become a very well-rounded, tough, close-knit group of kids that have definitely played their best baseball down the stretch. And I think, you know, if you look back in February, early March time of the year, everyone, I heard a quote from the Thunder. They said there's going to be a period of time during every competitive season where you're not going to play your best. And it's how you deal with that as a focused professional dictates the success of your year and not how you would deal with it as an emotional respondent. Their ability to deal with it the right way and not emotionally has given them release to play the second half the right way. And so you can take tidbits from all the great teams if you just keep your eyes open, your ears open, and pay attention. And these guys have stuck with something even through that period of time when things weren't going well. And if you're as a team, that can occur earlier in the year so you can work your way through it and find yourself. You'd much rather be at your best late, right? And these kids have done that, and I give them a lot of credit, and the coaches a lot of credit for just staying positive and engaged in the moment, not letting that peak or that valley get in the way of the task. And that's just been to get better and continue to be our best. So I'm very proud of them. I have a ton of respect for our kids.
Josh, I know you like to keep the focus on them, but is there some personal, maybe a different type of personal satisfaction that has come with a year like this where your group has been able to fight through those things?
Well, I get satisfaction out of seeing them do well. That's really the only thing you ever seek, is just to see them be successful. That's it. I mean, when you watch them embrace the challenge and then grow through it, that is a massive, massive reward, right? So, yes, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of, I think, appreciation as a coach when kids lay it all on the line for their team. That's an awesome thing to be a part of, for sure.
It's a good day to wear such a shirt, but does it have a story behind it at all?
I'm proud to be an American and thankful for everybody that has allowed us to have this life.
Can you kind of take us behind the curtains of maybe the research that you might do on new opponents at this time of year?
Man, like I said, can't wait to go dive in and learn about South Carolina Upstate, their roster, what they're built on, their pitching staff, all the dynamics that make them good. Obviously, they've done something substantial to be in the regional. Then get a chance to shift and learn about the other two teams, and then hopefully by tonight have a full working knowledge of everything about the tournament, everything that we need to know, and then by tomorrow put our heads together, come up with a game plan to go win the tournament. And so we need to act promptly and be on top of our game, and then prepare these boys today and tomorrow, and then travel Wednesday and embrace this awesome opportunity. So yeah, I think this is so much fun. I love this feeling right now. Feeling some awesome energy to just dive into this thing. Yes, it's my favorite time.
Josh, last year, I think it was a record 8 teams that got in. Obviously, it's supposed to be like 6. TCU's kind of on the cusp right now, but just talk about the depth of the league and just what you've seen.
Well, I sure hope they get in. I mean, I have a ton of respect for their roster and their players and their team. I have a ton of respect for our conference. I thought the teams at the top of our conference, both Kansas and West Virginia, had a tremendous showing in our tournament and showed the country they're 2 of the very best teams in the country. I believe they were both rewarded with a host opportunity. And then I think if you ask teams that played Arizona State, Oklahoma State, Central Florida, Cincinnati, TCU, there's a lot of respect for our ball clubs, the athletes on our teams, and what they're capable of doing. So yes, I think Big 12 baseball once again has been very, very good. You're seeing that at the top with those teams being rewarded, getting to host regionals. You're seeing it across the league with multiple teams getting a chance to play. And obviously that shows a great interest by times on our side right now, trying to hustle to do our part. But I'm rooting for them to get in. I would hope that body of work and the great challenge that is a 30-game Big 12 schedule, that they would be given a bid, and I hope they get one.
Then, I know you said you haven't done too much scouting on any of the teams, but how familiar are you with Coach Vaughn and his coaching philosophy or his style?
Oh, I can't sit here and tell you. I know for certain everything he teaches. I'm aware of him and his career, where he's been, how he's gotten where he's at. And you always have a working knowledge as a coach of everything going on around you, but our focus has been so much on us and just our kids. Just like yesterday, we had a great practice yesterday. My focus this morning was on today's practice and what we need to do today to prepare us for the week ahead. So you're pretty immersed in your team, and then you dive into the opponent once you know the opponent is on the table. And you have to understand it's a tournament, but it starts with South Carolina Upstate. That's the first team you've got to get ready to compete with, right? And then from there, know how the rest of the teams fit, and then kind of go from there.
Obviously, health has been something you guys have battled at times. How do you feel you are going into this right now, health-wise?
Very thankful where we're at. Very appreciate our medical team, how hard they work to get some of the boys back in the fold. Thrilled to have Hudson back in a really good role after losing him for a period of time. To have Noah back, that Mario back full strength, to have seen our position player group play as hard as they have, and work through some things. It's been a lot of work, but the kids have been fabulous in their toughness, and our medical team from sports performance guys have been incredible and just giving so much of their time to get the boys ready to go. So I'm very thankful for that, and can't say thank you enough to Chris and Garrett. I think we're in a good spot. Which is all you can hope to be this time of year. So yeah, I'm very pleased that we're pretty close to having. We don't have all our guys, but we have the guys that have been in the fight, and that's a good place to be.
You mentioned it a minute ago, but you didn't know your opponent until today. So was it kind of cool as a coach to get to back up? This is the first time in a long time to where you haven't been practicing towards an opponent, just to back up and work on you.
Yeah, it's been good, and then just coming into this today, sometimes coaches call around before the show and try to grab some information, 5-10 minutes. I didn't want to know, just wanted to see it come up on the screen, share it with the kids, watch them respond, and just get to work with them, quite honestly. There's something pure about that. We worked hard, we earned the position we're in, very proud of the work we put in to be here, and now we get a chance to go and go for it, pure and simple, just go for it. And so there's something for me that waking up this morning was, this is a good feeling. Just exciting, and excited for the kids, but excited to be with them.
Is that the kind of stuff that keeps you going throughout? I mean, you're 14 years, 13 straight
Yeah.
of these now. That kind of stuff that reinvigorates you.
Yeah, I mean, chasing championships and working towards something, it is a ton of work. It's a everyday pursuit of excellence. Nothing ever stops. So yeah, that's absolutely what keeps you going. And listen, these are not easy. Having extended periods of excellence is not easy. You can study any sport you want, any elite program you want, any kind of time frame or period you want, and sustained success is hard to create. So there's a lot to be thankful for as a coach from the kids, a lot to be thankful for as a coach from the school and fan base, and a lot to be thankful for in terms of getting to be in this position. And so, yeah, we've worked really hard at this, and so I hope people will recognize that there's a couple of amazing programs in LSU and Vanderbilt that they're speculating may not be in this tournament, and those teams I think have the longest streak of continued appearances. And so being a consistently excellent team is not something that just happens. You don't just turn the lights on and flip the air conditioner on and this happens. It is an absolute pursuit of what we love, and it never gets old. We don't take it for granted. So I'm very excited, and always have been.
Josh, I know you just touched on it, but like you said, if Varney, DBU, and LSU and Vanderbilt went through that large bid, it's obviously you guys in Florida have the two longest regional streaks at this point. There's something from your lens to be said about that, and then just hearing that, how validating is that?
Well, I wish for the other coaches of those schools who are great friends of mine that they were now. So I'd love to see them continue to be in that conversation. But if they're not, it just tells you the excellence that they've achieved. I think Vanderbilt 19 straight years. I mean, that's remarkable. Dallas Baptist, remarkable program. For us, Daniel, it's since day one, since the day Coach Holder hired me, we've been in a full sprint to try to be great. And that sprint's never slowed down. It's definitely had some challenges and definitely changed course over that period of time. But our goals and our vision and our energy and our desire to be the best has never wavered. And so I'm just thankful for everyone that's continued to keep that heartbeat like that around here. It's been a lot of players, a lot of coaches, and it's a lot of great people. So yeah, I mean, it's thrilling to just be in the hunt, right? I can't imagine not being there. That would be a hard thing to wrap your hands around, right? So we're excited and can't wait to, like I said, dive into the preparation and practice and then go fight like crazy in orange and black.